The National Bank of Thurmond. Here is the old funeral home. We are in a town called Keystone in McDowell County. Welcome to Thurmond, West Virginia, one of the neatest and most beautiful ghost towns I'm going to show you today. This place is absolutely incredible. This is the post office. And when I say ghost town, there's literally 4 residents as of right now who call this home. All the homes on the cliffs here are abandoned. This was a thriving railroad and coal town where they would transport the coal through here. And now it's actually on the historic registry, and it's considered a park or a preservation now, but it's all intact and just beautiful. Let's take a look. So Thurmond here was established in 1873. They were one of the busiest railroad stops anywhere. And there was a place called the Glen Ridge, I believe it's Glen Ridge Hotel, burned down in the early 1900s. But this town was a hot spot on the railroad here. It's called the New River Gorge. And it is just stunning. New River Banking and Trust. Let's take a look at some of these pictures I can show you from the inside. You could see just the way the town was built along that mountain area. Just absolutely stunning. It is so amazing here. Old Coca-Cola. The ebb and flow of the rail service, 1920. Passenger trains arrived, departed daily. Look at the flocks of people that used to come here. Crowded with travelers and onlookers. And there's the hotel. Actually, it was called the Dunglin Hotel, located across the New River. Thrived for 29 years, was a ballroom, theater, fine dining. Unfortunately, it burned down, destroyed in 1930. Unfortunately, when I tell you that this camera does not do justice for what I'm showing you on this entire trip, I wish that you could see through my eyes. The best I could do is show you through my lens. But it is just a stunning, stunning place. Check out this. The National Bank of Thurmond. Safety deposit boxes for rent. Ford Motor Company Depository. 3% interest on savings. I saw a neat little building back here. I want to see what it is. If I can get up here without falling. Neat little stacked stone. I wonder what this was used for. Storage? Just amazing, the way they stacked brick. Interesting construction methods back then. Lasted the test of time, didn't it? So, let me explain what this is. Yes, it's used for coal, but the engines and locomotives were steam engines. So they needed coal to fuel them. This was the fuel depot. This is one of the few train stations that had a fuel depot. The trains had a belt that would come over, feed the trains as they would sit here. Crushed coal would come down and go into the train to heat the steam and give it the power. This also supplied sand. Now, why would they put sand on trains? Well, because of the location we're at, the sand would help the train get traction on the tracks because we go up and down through the mountains here. So it provided sand and coal. And apparently the hotel was somewhere here so close that they say that you could almost reach out of your hotel room windows and touch the trains as they would go by. But what an incredible, incredible structure. Beautiful town here. Huh. Now that runs down there deep somewhere. Absolutely incredible. What does that sign say? Fairbank Morris, Chicago. One thing I'm really happy not to see is graffiti and people destroying it. This has clearly been kept in good shape. Sometimes I do things, I question my judgment. Here's the machinery. I'm assuming this machinery would power everything. Wow. Get my light on here. Can't see anything. It still smells like railroad trusses and coal. And that is one big building. Well, unfortunately, I spoke too soon. Some graffiti. But at least it's not covering everything. It's pretty windy today. I hope my microphone is protected from the wind with the muff I have on it. I'm not sure what this building would have been. Maybe storage for the coal? No, I can't. I don't think so. But they would need to get it up higher. And by the way, these tracks are still in use. Trains still come through here. That's got to be pretty neat. And this, Thurmond's Town Hall. It's a small town hall. Now, this is not a lot of room for cars. Hopefully no one's coming. All right. These homes are incredible. And as you can see, stocking cap on today, the temperature has drastically changed. Has dropped quite a bit. It rained overnight. I am in the more northern part of Virginia. But this is just incredible. Imagine having that home at one time, looking at that beautiful river, hearing those waterfalls or rapids. It's amazing. I would love to know the history of the age of these homes. Mother Nature's taking them back. Look at the neat stacked stone incorporated into the foundation. And back down there is the town. How incredible this must have been to live here. These giant rocks, some stacked stone. Like what, how long ago was that little stacked stone put together? Fireplace. Not sure if you were able to see anything. I couldn't see. I was just sticking the camera in, hoping to get some images. Got some really old curtains in there still. Wild. Got some old water hose. Oh, nice. Somebody had a little recumbent bike or a little exercise going on. Cold country. This looks like it, honestly. You got an electric weed eater. At some point, someone was living here probably in the last 20 years. So the house is behind me. Now, imagine this rickety deck that I won't stand on being your balcony of your home looking out at this. How beautiful is that? Well, just as I was talking about trains still coming through here, this, it turns out, is still a active Amtrak station. How neat is that? I'm going to edit some of that out. That was over 4 minutes of a train. But look at this, pretty neat. These old railroad workers. Over 40% of Thurmond's workers worked for C&O, Chesapeake and Ohio Railway. Amazing. Beautiful place. I just wanted to take a minute and show you the beauty of the little road heading into Thurmond. This place is so beautiful. Honestly, and I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but hopefully you're getting an idea of just the pure beauty of West Virginia. All right, so I had another town picked out, but it was a bust after Thurmond. And so now we're over here back in McDowell County. I'm gonna drive through, just show some of the little unincorporated parts of McDowell County that I don't know much about. So we're gonna wing it together. Just kind of take a ride, see what there is, and browse around. Kill an hour, and then I've got a very long drive back to the airport in Charlotte. Here is the old funeral home. It's sad how much of this town, how many places are just gone. They just disappear. Mother Nature's taking them back. Everything's abandoned. Now the coal industry is still thriving. It's still doing well here. Not the way it was, so I guess it doesn't have a lot of people that are, doing like they used to, but it's, I have seen multiple trains go by loaded down with coal. And like I've talked to some people, and they are very proud of their coal work and coal industry. I mean, look at that home. So it was probably 2 units. No, maybe 1. I don't know. I mean, that was a nice home back in the day. Of course, the railroad tracks right behind it would be quite loud. Or is that a creek? No, that's the creek. Railroad tracks are in front. And then this one. Again, these are big homes for 50, 60, 70 years ago. Car just abandoned right there. It's amazing. We are in a town called Keystone in McDowell County. Get your Keystone hardware and building supplies. What is that, a little grocery store maybe? No. Got your health clinic. And your coal plant. Now we're entering Elkhorn Creek, Elkhorn Town. Got the Zion Temple, Heavenly Sunlight Church. Ooh, that was brutal. Let's take a look. One of the problems is you go up to some of these areas and there is nowhere to turn around. And you don't know what's private and what's not. I'll go up, take a look at some of these interesting places off of the beaten path through some of these towns, if my car can make it. It's struggling a little bit, this rental car. Wow. Holy cow. It's a little spooky up here. Not because of the people, just because of the road. There is no room for mistakes. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap today's video up right here. I got a 3.5-hour drive back to Charlotte to get to the airport, turn in my rental car. But this was an amazing place. If you get the opportunity to come through West Virginia, make a little road trip out of it, it is so worth it. Amazing place, amazing people. One of the things that I noticed the most is that this place is mislabeled often, and so many people out there like to put a certain spin on things, and there's so much more to West Virginia than that. If you enjoyed today's video or this series, do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up, share it, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We're just getting started, so thanks again as always, and I'll see you on the next adventure.